Tracy. Let's get up to speed. Tariffs have been in the headlines for weeks now. It's been a cover story in automotive news for over 2 months, and it's top of mind for everyone in automotive retail. And we know that tariffs are impacting pricing for parts. One of the brands under your supervision at Cox Automotive is X-Time, which specializes in helping dealers improve their service experience. Where should fixed ops departments be focusing their energy in current market conditions?
Well, one of the reasons we're all focused on tariffs right now is because market volatility means revenue instability. And if there's one thing I know about dealers, and we've seen it time and time again, is that they are resilient entrepreneurs and they are the best at making the most of challenging situations, just like the ones we're in right now. And one of the ways that I've seen them do this time and time again is using times like these to get back to the basics, particularly in their fixed operations departments, because they are a really reliable source of revenue.
That's very interesting, Tracy. And for the benefit of our viewers, we should share that we are recording this in advance of another wave of tariff announcements anticipated for May 3rd. But Tracy, are you proposing that whatever that announcement came to be, if it came to be, that your advice applies?
Most definitely. Look, using best practices in your fixed ops department is the right thing to do in any market condition. But the thing that we need to recognize now is while many customers are racing to replace their current car before prices go up, a lot of customers are going to be looking to prolong the life of their current vehicle, and they're going to be looking to dealers for help in understanding where the right investments are to make. And so one of the things that I think is critically important and is highly underutilized by dealers are photos and videos by technicians as a best practice in additional service recommendations. Consumers want dealers' help in understanding the right investments to make to prolong the life of their vehicle. And they're going to feel more confident about spending that money if they can actually see what they're spending their money on and why. I can see that it's my car and I can see what's wrong with it. And the great news is that this is technology that's so easy for dealers and consumers to use because it's leveraging things that they use in their day-to-day lives. And one of the things that we're seeing at X-Time in the case of photos and videos and dealers that incorporate these as part of additional service recommendations is that not only are they getting their customers to yes faster on additional service recommendations, but they're actually seeing 50% of their customers say yes to those additional service recommendations. And that's on top of the reason that the customer came in the first place. So it's all incremental revenue. And when you think about best practices, dealers that incorporate these consistently 100% of the time as part of how they do business, they're getting those customers to yes as high as 70% of the time. And so that brings me to another point. This is a really great time for dealers to get proficient and improve. And with all of the best practices that I'm talking about, there's so much more that today's technology can do. But most dealers that we see today are only using about 40% of the software's capabilities. And that's why we at X-Time have dedicated performance managers to help unlock everything that our software can do to drive the lifetime value of a customer, including technician best practices for photos and videos. And ultimately, building that trust and transparency not only generates more revenue more efficiently from the customers that are already in your service bay, but it's part of what keeps customers coming back for their next service and ultimately buying their next vehicle from you. And when they do, you'll have the additional benefit of a really well-maintained trade. So it's really a win-win-win.
Yeah, it really is. Great advice, Tracy. You know, as you're saying, the transparency aspect has really never been easier. Using all those tools, those video and photo tools, like you've seen firsthand the results, the additional revenue, it's a win-win-win. I want to thank you today, Tracy, for talking to us on Up to Speed.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.